Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I've been up bright and early this morning. I think 5 a.m. this morning because I've wanted to come to this area for a very long time and I've never been here before. It's an area that's about an hour and a half from me, so it's taken a bit of a trek to get here. But now that I'm here, yeah, my heart is full because this is what it's all about for me, really. Being out in the wild, being out in the countryside, and being out when no one else is around. So I've taken myself today down to the Mahon Falls in the Comeragh Mountains. And I decided to come here at this time of the year because any other time of the year from now on till almost up till October, November, this place would be packed with tourists. And right now, if I spin you around, as the sun rises over the Comeragh Mountains, I am the only person here. And in the distance, you'll probably see the Mahon Falls. If I point, they're just coming down, the cascades down the side of the Comeragh is there. I have to follow this track on up to the falls. Yeah, so I've come here today to take pictures of these falls. One of the biggest in the country, one of the most dynamic. Can be a lot of water coming down at times, but then at other times it can be quite calm. I think I'm catching him just at the right time after heavy rains about a week ago. So yeah, I'm excited today for this. This is what it's all about for me with photography. These wild open expanses, the fresh air, there's not a breath of wind. So why don't you come and join me on this little trek up this path to the Mahon Falls, and let's see what images and what video we can get today. I hope and I feel that this one's going to be epic. Let's go. Yeah, so I've come on down a bit now and the excitement is starting to build. I can feel it inside me. This is what these days are about. This is what photography is about for me. The conditions, I haven't had conditions like this in a long time. So I'm so excited to get going at this waterfall. I've come down the track a little bit. The sun is starting to rise behind me, but the waterfall itself is in this direction here behind me. And so the sun is coming around and it's gonna light up this waterfall, which I'm really excited about. So I've been struggling a lot with conditions lately, but I feel it's on my side today, so I should not have any excuses. So I've come about halfway down the track and I'm at this high point before I drop down towards the actual Mahon Falls themselves. And I've got my new 50 to 200 and I'm going to try a few longer focal length shots here as the sun starts to hit the falls. So let me flip you around. So the falls are there in the distance and I've got this path leading down and around and the whole way. And I'm going to compose a few shots here on the approaches to the Mahon Falls with the leading lines of this pathway heading along and up towards the fall. Yes, I'm going to take my time here. I have all day. I've no work on today. I've taken the day off to travel down to get this beast of a waterfall. So I'm just going to take my time and slow down and enjoy this. I'm going to work a little bit with the aspect ratio also within the camera. Guido van der Voorter was speaking about it last week in one of his videos. Try and use the aspect ratio within the camera as part of your composition. So certainly this is big and wide. There's going to be a lot of 16 by 9s, but certainly some 4 by 3s and maybe 1 by 1s when I get closer to the falls. But for now, I'm going to take a few shots here on the approaches to the Mahon Falls. Yeah, and as the sun comes barreling down the valley here up to the waterfall, well, here are those images. Temperatures are rising very quickly. 0 degrees this morning is now up about 5, 6. It's to get to 16 today. So it's time to take off some of the gear. But we're almost there. So let's get down to the base of these falls. Let's go. So I've reached the base of the falls, well, at least the Mahon River that just comes out of the falls. And really what a sight, what a place to be on a beautiful spring morning. Sunshine, no rain, a little bit of cloud cover to kind of soften those harsh shadows. But if I just flip you around here, you can see there's the falls, the several cascades back up to the saddle, and we got the Mahon River coming down here. I kind of see a nice composition down here where I've got this little cascade coming down some of the little rocks here and bubbles coming out here. It'll be nice sort of to get to this rock here and shoot back up with maybe a 1 second long exposure and get the whole falls in the background. But the big problem for me is going to be my own shadow, because with the sun behind me, my shadow is streaking out here into the water. So I'm going to have to kind of work around that. But I'm going to jump down here, see what I can get. Again, I've no tripod, so I can't bracket for this, this depth. But I'm hoping that the Micro Four Thirds with an aperture somewhere between 5.6 and 7.1 will take care of it for me. It hasn't let me down yet. So let's get down here. Let's take 1 or 2 shots looking back up to the falls. Let's go. Hopefully you can see me there with the glare, with the sun flare. But I think this is my spot here. Whoa, slippy rocks. If I can just get to a point here. What the hell was that? But yeah, if I just get to a point here, I've got the stream and the bubbles, little few cascades, and if I'm down low enough, they kind of merge 1, 2, 3 back into the main cascade. So let me see what settings I can get here. Yeah, this is a little bit in shadow. That's the only problem I have, but let's see, I'm at ISO 200. I'm at 7.1, f7.1 with a 1 second handheld exposure. I need to make sure image stabilization is on. Sometimes on this lens, you can just flick it with your hand by accident. I'm just going to do a few different exposures. And again, everything's in portrait mode to capture this the entire scene. Yeah, that's looking okay. Am I getting better at this? Maybe I am. I'm going to take a few more shots in this area, move myself around a little bit, and if any of them worked out, well, here they are. So I'm right in at the base of the first major cascade at the Mahon Falls. And I'm just sitting down here on the rock. And I'm really just taking it all in, to be honest. There's the first cascade, and I'm literally just sitting at the base of it, looking back down the valley as the Mahon River heads off down to the sea. And I've almost started to forget about the reason I'm here, you know, to take some long exposure shots of the Mahon Falls. I'm just sitting here, just breathing it in, enjoying it, and this is the beauty of a place like this, and this is the wonder of outdoor photography in our natural world. It's just amazing. But yeah, flick the switch, let's take some shots and then enjoy it. So the sun is harsh from behind me. The sun-dappled cloud just diffusing the light a bit, but not enough, so there are harsh shadows. My own shadow is harsh here to the right. But what I see is, I see two compositions were pretty much of the same thing. So we got the main fall here coming down, and this part is much slower than this part. So that's tricky from a shutter speed perspective. And that's why sometimes a tripod is needed to do some bracketing, but very difficult with water, of course. But I see this big boulder here. See this nice big wet shiny one as a nice foreground interest. And I'm going to do two shots. I'm going to use the 12-100 for a portrait style vertical shot of the entire cascade. And then I'll put on the 8-25 for a landscape shot. But both shots will have this boulder in the foreground. But yeah, don't you just love it? The only problem is I'm getting hungry and I didn't bring my grub up with me. So that's back in the car 20 minutes away. So I'm going to have to get a move on here and then get back and get something to eat. So let's take these few shots and see what we get. I'll place you in that direction there. Yeah, fingers crossed you don't topple over into the river. I've taken the 12-100. I'm now going to do the wide angle shot. So I'm at the base ISO. I'm at f6.3 and I'm at 1.6 second. Sky, I just have to keep an eye on my histogram here so as not to blow out that sky. And I'm going to try a slower shutter speed. I'm down to 1 second here, but oh, that histogram has gone way to the right. So I'll drop the ISO and that takes me back. A 1 second exposure on the first major base cascade here at the Mahon Falls. So if any of these few little images around here worked out, here they are. Wow, so lucky. We're so lucky to be alive. I think while I'm here, it would be remiss of me not to put the little flying camera up in the air. Potensic Atom 2, under 250 grams, tiny, light, can carry it everywhere. So I'm going to throw it up and see what we can get and take a few shots as well. Again, I'm in manual mode. I do everything manual with my drone. Otherwise, you get some terrible, terrible exposures. A lot of blown out stuff, certainly on a sunny day like this. So we'll throw it up and see what we can get. Let's go. Yeah, so I think I'm done with the Mahon Falls. I've sat here, just enjoyed my surroundings for an hour after, but I'm getting really hungry now. So I'm going to head on back to the car. On my way back, I've popped on the 50 to 200 with its 1.4 teleconverter. And there's loads of wildlife that I'm just going to stop and shoot on the way back. And yeah, so, and then also, I might have another Waterfall surprise for you. So stay tuned. But for now, here's a few shots of the local wildlife on my way back to the car. What a great day. So welcome back. Got rid of the coat, got rid of the hat. We're up at about 16 degrees and I come to my bonus waterfall on the way home. A little detour, but not much. But I've come to a waterfall on the outskirts of Mullinavat in County Kilkenny. And wow, what a magical little spot. I can imagine what it's like here in the summer for swimming. But if I just flip you around, there we have the Potensic waterfall. And look at the surrounds here. I say that's nice and deep for swimming. And these stepping stones, and as the river heads away in that direction. So I'm not going to spend too long here, but I'm certainly going to set up and get some shots and see what I can take. I'm a bit removed from it, unless I go swimming in there, but that's not happening today, maybe in the summertime. But I'm going to get myself set up here. I think in this case it's going to be the 12 to 100 with the polarizer and ND64 on the front. We'll get some nice long exposures of this waterfall. I'll try and get some of these stepping stones in the foreground if I can. I don't know if I can. It all just depends. But oh, I see loads of little wagtails up there also feeding and catching insects over the water. But let's get set up and let's get some quick photographs here at Potensic, our bonus waterfall here in this video. Yeah, so it's certainly it's a difficult waterfall to photograph because I've just this big open expanse of water in front, and the water itself, the cascade, is very fast, so it's really difficult to get the shutter speed right. But I'm going to try and take a few shots here. I've got this little, where I'm standing on here, I can use this as a bit of foreground interest and shoot some shots in that direction. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Beautiful, but difficult one. I've one or two shots there We'll see what they turn out like. I'm just gonna pop myself around this way, but I've got a series of stepping stones here. And I'm gonna put myself out along one, along two. I think that's as far as I'm gonna go. I would need wellies to get out across there. But again, I've this wide open expanse of water. I'm kind of struggling with it, to be honest. I've got a few shots there, these opening shots, let's call them, here at the Potensic waterfall. I don't think they're going to be anything out of this world, but they're just stock shots to start with. I'll have another little look around and see is there anything from another angle I can get. So here's these, wow, wagtails. Here are these first few shots, if they worked out. Now to jump back across. Woo. So everyone, I think that's where I'll wrap up today's video at Potensic Waterfall. Just a nice little Brucey bonus on top of the Mahon Falls, where I really enjoyed getting out there early this morning before any of the crowds got there. It's been a tough few weeks for me photography-wise, struggling a lot recently, and today it's a beautiful day weather-wise, and it's just good to be out. And I'm feeling energized, and I can feel spring, and that's always a good thing. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd really, really appreciate it if you gave thumbs up there somewhere on at the bottom of the screen. It really helps me. And please, feel free to comment if you so wish, good, bad, or indifferent. And if you're new to the channel and you've just arrived here by some strange reason, it'd be really nice and cool if you subscribed. I'd really appreciate that as we try and grow the channel. Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks again for joining in. And thanks again for watching. And if you've got to the end of the video and you've watched at least 10 minutes of it, well, I really appreciate it, and I give you a thumbs up for that. So until the next time, everyone, slán leat. See you the next time.